reason you guys were slaves. You guys don't know anything better than to steal. Like, oh my God.
A female employee of the Houston Police Department publicly made racist remarks online and pushed herself straight into the center of public backlash. In the video, she went on an emotional racist rant, not only openly degrading black people, but also saying something even more disturbing. She made it clear that she would carry that same hostility into her job. The video was recorded and sent to the media, and the Houston Police Department later announced that she had been relieved of duty pending an investigation. The woman is named Ashley Gonzalez and is connected to the Houston Police Department. During a live stream or video she posted online, she suddenly launched into an intense racist tirade, directly talking about black people and slavery while using clearly insulting language. In other words, this did not begin with someone secretly filming her. She was the one who chose to put those words online herself. She works in a role that deals with the public and is connected to the law enforcement system. The most disturbing part is not just what she said, but that she admitted she would bring those feelings into her work and take them out on the next black person. That is exactly why her racist remarks can no longer be dismissed as just private opinions.
Unfortunately, Ashley Gonzalez does represent the Hispanic community. I'm getting kind of tired of seeing Hispanic people, Latino people getting into comment sections talking about, no, she doesn't represent us. We love all people. No, if you go to Texas, if you go to California, there are a lot of Hispanic people that love saying that N-word, hard ER. In growing up in the Hispanic community amongst Latinos in Texas, I noticed that a lot of them love to turn a blind eye to a lot of things. When it's convenient, they might sit there and be like, oh, we don't stand for that. That isn't a representative of our community, blah, 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 blah. No, Ashley Gonzalez was a woman who was emboldened by her community. She went this long unchecked. A lot of Mexicans, a lot of Latinos don't know the difference between racism and prejudice. Sure, there are many people of color in many communities all over the world who are prejudiced. The systemic racism enacted towards all of us, especially Black Americans in America, in the United States, is something to be said and talked about, especially when many non-Black communities of color love to utilize that proximity to whiteness to inflict oppression upon Black people. Ashley Gonzalez literally got into the police force, and I think from what I saw in that video, she was describing how she was utilizing her position of power to inflict harm on a Black person, right? Unfortunately, when you grow up to be an adult, you represent a lot of things. You represent your parents. You represent your family name. You represent your community. You represent the job you're tied to. You're a representative of something. If those entities, institutions, family units let you go that long with that behavior to where it then got publicized, that is a representative of all those entities, those communities, those institutions. It is a failing on all of those things. I'm so sick of so many non-Black communities of color, even, I'm sure, even in the Black community. There's a lot of colorism. There's a lot of behaviors that everybody just sees many vile things that are said behind closed doors and nobody checks it. The influential people don't check it. The leaders of the communities don't check it. They'll sit there and go, well, nobody that those horrid statements are made about are here, so we're just not going to say anything. Like, I don't need to say anything. It's okay. They're not going to say that in real life. Like, in public, they're not. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to check it. But then things happen like this. Ashley Gonzalez is a representative of her community because it's her community, our community, that lets these people go unchecked for far too long with their racism. Ashley Gonzalez, a lot of the times, these Hispanic people genuinely believe that acting like this gives them proximity to whiteness. You are never going to be accepted as a white person. You are never going to be welcomed into the white community, into institutions of power. Entities that have power, like the police force, like the military, like certain groups of white people, they literally welcome you in just to use your dumb ass. But too many of y'all genuinely believe that it makes you different than other people within your own community, different than Black people. It doesn't. We are all one. And just because some of you decide to dip your toes, tap into, hell, some of y'all dive deep into oppressive tactics in order to try to differentiate yourself, it doesn't. It's all in vain. It only makes you look stupid, and then you enact harm on others while doing it and trying all that shit out. Ashley Gonzalez is a representative of the Hispanic community. She's representative of a community that let her go unchecked up until now. And even now, y'all aren't checking her. You're just ostracizing her. Oh, we don't claim her. Oh, she's not a part of us. She is a part of us. A lot of y'all do the same things behind closed doors.
Let's go ahead and talk about why it's problematic to say statements like, we do not claim them or we do not claim her. In regards to the racist Houston police officer, Ashley Gonzalez, and we got to talk about it. There's this common argument that I keep hearing from some Latinos saying, well, she does not represent me. Oh, well, she's not a representation of the Hispanic or Latino community. And that's as far as they'll go in regards to addressing the situation. Ashley Gonzalez is a representative of a very real issue that exists within the Latino community, and that is anti-blackness. There is no denying that, respective to the history in Latino America, there has been a history of anti-blackness, and you can look at respective nations, whether it's Mexico, Argentina, look at the caste systems that were created, and it was descendants of Africans, black people, that were always at the bottom of the social class. Those social classes were organized by this pseudoscience of a racialized hierarchy, and part of that is because the Latino identity, it's inherently anti-black, and it's anti-indigenous. It is an identity that is built on the erasure of those two groups and saying things like, oh, well, I don't claim them. Like, I'm very happy that you're not like that. However, I believe that you cannot accept an identity like the Latino identity without acknowledging both the good and the bad. And a lot of that bad is this normalized anti-blackness that we see across all countries in Latino America. And these are ideas that have influenced the culture, which is why you also have ideas like mejorando la raza. Something that I've been saying is that anti-blackness and Latinos aiming for whiteness is not something new to Latinos here in the U.S. It is also an idea that they bring with them when they come here to the U.S. because if you look at the history of the respective Latino country, you're going to find that there has been a history of anti-blackness, and it happens to get reinforced here in the U.S. So instead of saying, well, I don't claim them, I think it's very important to call that person out or call them in, because you cannot begin to deconstruct the Latino identity without accepting that there is inherent in it anti-blackness. But go ahead and let me know what you think.
Calling out the racism and colorism issues in the Hispanic and Latino communities, and acknowledging and educating yourself on Black history and their oppression and how it goes hand in hand with the oppression of every other minority, and apologizing for the racism that has happened on behalf of the Hispanic and Latino community towards Black people is not kissing ass to another race. It's doing the bare fucking minimum. Yeah, I'm continue to be mad at my comments, but it's true. Look at the way y'all treat morenas. Darker skinned Hispanic and Latinos, you treat them terribly. Look at the way you treat Afro-Latinos. Look at the way you treat indigenous people in the Americas. Like, there's even a well-known saying in Latin America, especially in Mexico, that, oh, all the ugliest women come from Oaxaca. And it honestly goes to show just how uneducated people are, because if you knew our history, you would not be racist or colorist. And if you were educated, you would know that Hispanic, Latino, Black, and Indigenous communities have so much shared history. All of the things that are praised and loved about Latin American culture comes from our indigenous ancestry. And I hate to break it to some people, but apparently some people need a history lesson. Our ancestors were enslaved. A genocide happened against them. Our men were systemically killed and our women were raped to create mestizos. The reason there are so many issues and discord and prejudice amongst minorities and Black people together is because of racist white propaganda that is preached to us to keep us from uniting. And when you fall for the racist white propaganda that is causing discord in our communities, you are a colonizer. And you contribute to the hate and violence and lack of safety for Black people and minorities across the entire world.
Honestly, the Latinos that are asking the Black community for forgiveness because of Ashley Gonzalez, I think they're ridiculous. They have never lived around Black people. They treat us bad. They assault us. They assault our street vendors. And like right now, they're making videos hundreds of videos saying that we're the same as Ashley, that they support ICE. They've been saying that they support ICE for a long time. And not just that. Remember the girl from New York, the one that wasn't Mexican and attacked this black girl, and they were saying, oh yeah, she was Mexican, and they were talking about us, and then they find out that she was not Mexican, and that the black girl was racist towards her in the first place. They were already going towards us. They're just looking for one excuse. Just one excuse. If you live around them, they treat us horribly. But then when we say something, they are like the victim, and like, the Latinos are jealous of us because we're the blueprint and all of this crap. No, if you respect us, if you love Latinos, we love everyone. We love everyone. But like, I'm pretty sure black people done bad things to Ashley. That's why she said that. She just didn't say it out of nowhere. I work in that area, and it was horrible. They burned my uncle's business. They assaulted me when I came from Mexico. They were older people. No one defended me, and yeah, they're racist. They're super racist. They're making a lot of videos against Latinos, and we're supposed to stay quiet, but because if we say something, then we're the racist ones. So yeah, I don't support Ashley being racist, but these people don't like us, so you don't have to be kissing butt, you know.
This is sarcastic, hilarious, it's paradox, it is wicked fun. I guess I need to call the Pope in here. We need to pray.
We are here to let them know that the community is watching. Everybody seen that egregious video that she made, speaking of the black community. One, she does not speak for the Hispanic community. Two, you would not speak about my community in that manner and hold that badge. So before that happens, it's going to be some smoke in the city. We are laying the groundwork for every city to watch what we're doing. Look how fast we moved on this. We can't no longer sit around and just talk about it on social media and don't put action behind it.
So it shouldn't be to anyone's surprise, but I support Ashley Gonzalez. Regardless of how you feel as a white American or a black American, Latinos can say whatever we want. Black Americans and white Americans try to force us into their white versus black mentality. They want us to subscribe to their social idealisms, and that includes their language. And quite frankly, I am refusing, as a Latino, I am refusing to bow down to their linguistic authority. Personally, I don't even care about Ashley Gonzalez herself. She is an individual. She can make her own decisions. If she wants to apologize, she can apologize. I, however, will never apologize. I am not going to apologize. I refuse to bow down to American bullshit when it comes to social standards. At least some of them. Like, if you're going to come at me and say, or be upset because I said the N-word, I don't give a fuck. I truly don't give a fuck. So ultimately, I don't think that black people or white people, especially Americans, have any right to tell any Latino or indigenous person how to speak on their own land. So, para mí, no me importa, papá, porque soy Latino. I'm not one of you.
The other day I posted about that racist police officer from Texas. I forgot what her name, it's like Ashley something. Well, the comments were not very happy with it. My Latino commenters were not very happy with that. And that dissatisfaction in the fact that I basically scolded my community for being racist. It proves everything that they're trying to convince us otherwise of, and that's that Latinos are racist. Now, for all of us who are like in the corner watching all this shit go down because we've actually worked on our anti-blackness and worked on being anti-racist, all Latinos are obviously not racist. That's a very big generalization. The problem is the racists in our community are the loudest out of all of us. And the ones who don't accept this behavior, we don't hold them accountable enough. And listen, I try to do my part and yell at Latinos for saying the N-word. I have called them out on my account. But me doing that is not going to do anything in the grand scheme of things. What is going to do that is if you bitch out and shame your friends, cousins, siblings, parents, cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever's saying it, call them out. Shame them. Shame is an incredible tool to get people to stop being terrible. Well, it's a very interesting manipulative tactic, but it works in this case.
And to the racist female cop in Houston that got relieved of her duties because of Candace Matthews took it there. I just want to say that I genuinely do feel that half of the Hispanic population here in Houston alone, we're not talking about nowhere else. We talk about Houston, Texas, is racist. And they hide it so good. They mask it up so good. Oh, brother, black and brown, we stick together. But really in behind closed doors, it's nigga this, nigga that. I was in a relationship 4 years with a Hispanic. But he used to always spew hateful shit. Black people lazy. Black people don't want to work. Y'all get food stamps. All this other shit. When I think that we are genuinely owed that. Like, at the least, give us something. And then on top of that, not even that alone, white people make up the highest percentage on food stamps and Section 8. So what the fuck are we talking about? What are we really talking about? And nigga, like, all your friends black. You grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. So it don't make sense. You want to be with the culture, but you don't really like the people. But you like the thrill that it brings. Hanging with the people. Stop letting everybody in. I don't give a fuck. I'm over it.
I think the majority of people can agree that what Ashley Gonzalez said was extremely racist and is extremely wrong. And that type of rhetoric has no place in modern Western society, especially a society like the United States where everybody's a melting pot of different races. And it's wrong, even more wrong, because Ashley Gonzalez is a police officer. Well, as of right now, she's a police officer pending an investigation into the incident. Now, that's not the problem. The problem that I'm seeing is the way people who are responding to that incident. People are blaming Ashley Gonzalez while blaming the Latino community and labeling Hispanics, Latinos as racist individuals. That my whole group of people are racist and that Ashley Gonzalez is a representation of that racism within our community. That is completely false whatsoever, because you cannot pinpoint racism to one ethnic group. Racism is a human problem. And you can, if you want to go with that logic, you can pinpoint racism in any race, any ethnic group. White people can be racist. Asians can be racist. Black people can be racist. Hispanics can be racist. Russians can be racist. So on and so on. You get my point, right? Everybody has the potential to express racism. So the response to that is very ignorant and narrow-minded. You cannot blame an entire community because of the choices of one individual made. What Ashley Gonzalez did was her own fault. It was could have been her, whatever. It's her own individual fault that she said that. We all grew up in the Hispanic community. We've all heard racist things, but it's up to the individual on how they want to take it. That could be what I just said right now can be applied to different ethnic groups too. I'm sure everybody out there has heard a lot of racist things coming from their grandparents or whatever, not just Latinos, white people, etc. So the way you combat racism is not through more racism. The way you combat racism is attacking the individual who said the racist comment. That's how you combat racism. I mean, and you can't live off of stereotypes. Human nature is very complicated. Just because I voted for Trump and I vote Republican does not mean I'm not proud to be Latino. That does not mean I'm proud of my heritage. I look at policies. I look at economic policies. I look at what's going to benefit me, my community, and my family. But I think the response to Ashley Gonzalez is more of a liberal, Democrat, leftist type of way of thinking.
We can just stop with the Ashley Gonzalez is not a representation of us, and she absolutely is. She is a representation of the Latino community. We saw it at the polls.
I want to address the recent statements that Officer Ashley Gonzalez in Houston, Texas, expressed about African American individuals. I want to let you know that as an Hispanic woman, she does not represent me. We Hispanic people have experienced racism ourselves, that this is insane. She does not represent me. I wanted to make clear that her views is not all Hispanic people views. We do not, in my case, I'm speaking for myself, I do not share her sentiments. She does not represent me at all. Quiero dirigirme a hablar sobre lo que la oficial Ashley González, oficial de la policía de Houston, Texas, se refirió acerca de las personas afroamericanas. Ella no me representa. Quiero dejarlo claro de que no toda la comunidad hispana piensa de esa manera. No compartimos ese sentimiento de racismo porque como comunidad hispana hemos experimentado el racismo. Así que quiero dejar claro de que, por lo menos a mí, como mujer latina hispana, ella no me representa.
Happy to hear that Ashley Gonzalez has been fired over there in Houston. Ashley Gonzalez, once a police officer, got caught in a video saying all types of racist things towards black people. All the pressure that was put by the black community and other people paid off, and she got her ass fired. Talk about fucking around and finding out. Good riddance, Ashley Gonzalez. Hopefully she won't get hired in any other police force anywhere in the United States.
I don't think Ashley Gonzalez deserved to lose her job. I really don't. I think it's fair that we live in a society where a certain culture of people can weaponize one word to destroy your life. And they will push you into saying that word. Could you imagine being a female police officer in Houston and seeing and dealing with what she deals with every single day? That word comes from somewhere, okay? It would be kind of like if we were to say colonizer held just as much power as the N-word. Because when they say it with hatred. It's hatred when they say that word. It's not prejudice. It is straight up racist when they call white people a colonizer. Can you imagine if every black person that said that word would lose their job? Could you imagine that? I don't think anyone should lose their job for a word at all. But these people will get together and they'll call every organization and they'll stand out there until they get their way. And the fact is, people need to not crumble. What those police officers go through on a daily basis and what they see every single day, I could only imagine. After a while, seeing the stereotypes, seeing that behavior every single day can push someone. She wasn't saying this publicly. She was saying this in a private group chat with her friends, and she had one of her friends do this to her. That should be held. They should look at that. They should definitely look at that. It wasn't like she was just coming online saying that. I just think that the Black community loves it. This is a joyous day when they can catch a professional person saying something that they find racist, and they will all pounce. They will pounce and go, look, 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 when they do nothing but call the Hispanic people spinks and wetbacks and everything else, but nothing happens to them. And it reminds me of the Black police officer that was up here on this app that I did a video about, talking about, I'm the one that your white woman fears. What pisses me off is that white people won't come together and say, hey, take this Black cop lady's job, the same as they're going to try to take Ashley Gonzalez's job. That woman doesn't deserve to lose her job. Because if she deserves to lose her job, everyone with colonizer in their mouth, everyone with and wet deserves to lose their damn job too. I stand with Ashley Gonzalez for the simple fact, words are words.
What's up, gang? Hey, this is Ashley Gonzalez, a Houston police officer that got fired for uploading a video about her being racist against blacks and how she was getting a thrill out of using excessive force to detain a black person, right? But what trips me out the most is that all these people are uploading videos talking about that she represents the whole entire Mexican race. Cut it out, fool. Cut that shit out. Like, for some of the brothers that are uploading videos like that, man, stop acting like you guys are a victim over one fucking lousy ass cop officer going off on a rant, talking about she represents all la raza, all Mexicans. No, she doesn't, dawg. She just represents herself, her own community, her own upbringing, and what she has gone through in life. That alone shows you her experience, and it shows you that she hasn't had a good experience dealing with black people, man. Hey, I'm sorry to say, but that's a personal issue. I'm brown skinned. I don't hate black people. I got nothing against blacks, and I could work with them, stand with them, and in peace. It throws me off how other Mexicans come out saying, "Oh, yeah, that's us. That's how we are." No, smack. That's you, not us. That's you. Speak for yourself, man. People fail to understand that every race has people that, for whatever reason, don't like another skin color. That's a personal issue, dog. We were not raised to be racist. We were not raised to preach hate and violate other people based on their skin color, bro. You guys want to get mad at somebody, man? Go get mad at Ashley Gonzalez, Houston police officer. She already got fired, I believe, so the fuck. But when another police officer for another race does that, you fools ain't saying shit. When a black man abuses of his authority on a brown man, on a brown skin, you guys ain't doing nothing. You fools don't want to. You guys don't want to speak on that, right? You guys stay nice and quiet too. Calm down, bro. It's not that serious, though. It happens every single time.
I know I usually stick to music and never really bring up politics, but as someone who really is big into the emo and pop punk scene, we all know you can't be emo and pop punk without being anti-establishment. And with that being said, here are my thoughts on the whole Ashley Gonzalez situation. I've been seeing a lot of Hispanic, Mexican, Latino people saying that she is not a representation of us and not all of us are like that. And while I agree not all of us are like that, we should acknowledge that that is a very widely accepted opinion. What she said is not out of the norm for our community. I think that us as Latinos should do better about keeping each other accountable and recognizing the problems within our community. As beautiful of a culture we have, there's also a lot of negatives, and that's the anti-blackness of the Hispanic and Latino community.
Listen, as someone who grew up in the Bay Area and is very familiar with the Hispanic community, Ashley Gonzalez is very on the money for the representation of the Latino and Hispanic community. Because that nigga turns into a strong nigger real quick. It just happens to be in Spanish. And before you argue with me, once again, I'm black and I grew up in California. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure a lot of black people can know what the fuck I'm talking about too.
So I live in Houston, right? And the whole Ashley Gonzalez situation is like, I don't think she spoke for the whole Latina community, but I do think she spoke for the majority. In 2024, the presidential election, 55% of the Hispanic community voted for Trump. And y'all should feel some type of way, because here it is 2 years later in 2026, he done came and took all your people. He done took everybody. He took your mama. He took your daddy, who been in this country for 40 years, working hard, done built a house, have family, have businesses. He took your daddy. He took your grandmother. He separated families. He got your little cousin detained to the border. Like, he did y'all dirty. But, I mean, you can't play with God's people. I'm gonna let y'all know that. People like the aesthetic of being black. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people are fun. You know, they're culture vultures. We're fun, we're outgoing, we're hella good in sports. You know, we're highly creative, we're funny. You know, like, black people, we have so many great attributes, you know, just within ourselves, to where, let me tell you something, it's not even about nothing else. This skin, baby, is worth more. It's worth more than anything you ever. It's worth more than anything. So, to all my Hispanics out there that fuck with us, black and brown people, because that's what we are, that's who we are, thank you. But to the ones that's riding that train with Ashley Gonzalez, you deserve everything that you getting. You deserve everything. And when Trump gonna come and he gonna take some more of your people, don't cry, don't be mad. Y'all put his ass in there. Texas is one of the biggest states, and 55% of the Latino community voted for Trump, all for him to come back and just take your people from you. Now what? I guess you should have played it safe and voted for Kamala, right? Right.
This is actually the last video I'm going to make about the Ashley Gonzalez situation and my thoughts on racism from the Latino community. I deeply apologize to all the non-racist Latinos and Latinas that I offended, because I know not all of you are racist. When I said every Latino I know personally says the N-word, I was talking about the ones, again, that I know personally. All of them except for 2. And I know a lot, so that ratio is crazy. And I'm not the only one I've heard this from. I've heard a lot of other Black people's experience with some people from your guys' community, and it's bad. Like, I also never said that racism only comes from the Latino community. That would be an extremely idiotic thing to say. But yeah, it was definitely ignorant of me of how I worded that I don't care about what happens to ICE and the Latinos. What I meant was, I don't care if ICE gets racist Latinos. Just like I don't care if a KKK member gets jumped. Like, I don't care about what happens to racist people. Like, I know technically I'm supposed to love my neighbors, but racists, I really don't care to love you at this point in my life, so I'm not even gonna try. And I will also absolutely acknowledge that Black people are definitely one of, like, the most racist races. And that's one thing about me. I don't mind being held accountable, and I don't mind holding my community accountable, because there are a lot of Black racists. I've seen it. I've experienced it. And no, I'm not making this video to backtrack. I'm making this video to clarify, because I don't typically see problems with how I word things, because I know what I'm actually thinking and what I'm trying to say, and I just assume most people will follow what I'm saying. But most of you did not, and that's fine, because I will happily clarify, because one thing I don't ever want to be is racist. But I also don't think it's fair of you guys to be mad at me for being cautious of a community that I've repeatedly experienced racism from. And again, I know it's not all of you, but it's enough of you to make me be cautious. It's the same thing with women and men. Like, there's enough dangerous men for me to be uncomfortable when I do not know one. But yes, you will never catch me supporting ICE, because they are terrorizing innocent Latinos. Probably most of the Latinos that they're terrorizing are innocent. The people, period, that they're terrorizing are innocent. And yes, I'm aware that they are going for other races other than Latinos. We know this. ICE is basically a terrorist organization. And I know a lot of my followers aren't going to like me saying that either, but whether you like it or not, when we have ICE agents pew-pewing people in the streets for defending people, and then turning around and saying, well, it's because he had a pew pew, or it's because he was trying to save his friend. Like, okay, that doesn't mean you blind them in one eye and end their life. Like,
I gotta say, Hispanic people, y'all are not beating the allegations. Every single video I go to of a black person discussing the Ashley Gonzalez situation, I see one of two things. I see somebody in the comments being racist, saying, in Ashley we trust, saying, I stand with Ashley, glorifying her actions, or you have someone in there making excuses. How can you judge the entire Hispanic community off of one person's actions? As if there hasn't been a series of events, as if you guys didn't vote for Donald Trump, as if you guys don't be joining ICE, as if you guys aren't using the hard ER with impunity, stealing our culture, rapping, while also hating us, while aspiring to whiteness, while also making excuses in the comments. I'm one of the good ones. Please, 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 I'm one of the good ones. Never addressing Ashley, never having smoke for her, never wanting to unpack and realize, oh, okay, obviously Ashley didn't fall out the motherfucking sky. Obviously, this is a series of events. This is something that she learned in her own household. She was grown and groomed to be a racist pile of shit. And you guys want to act like it is a singularity event. Like this has never happened before. A racist brown person. And y'all wonder why we don't like y'all. Them saxophones getting louder.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.